Good afternoon. Welcome to the Earth Day 2024 reading of FTAD's Way Off Broadway group. I'm Rosemary Kitchen, and it's our pleasure to be here. Our first reading will be our version of the Lorax, the Dr. Seuss favorite about the battle between nature and business, adopted for our purposes in honor of Earth Day by Catherine Berg. Our readers are narrator Carol Rawls, child Sue Hall, businessman Sylvia Kirchhoff, and the Lorax Catherine Berg. Now please check your phones and those other noise-making devices to assure they are on silent or pleasure mode, and lean in or lean back to enjoy our program, Earth Day, mating, a bit of romance, and recycling.
At the far end of town where the grickle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could before someone lifted the Lorax away.
But what was the Lorax, and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere from the far end of town where the grickle grass grows?
For an answer to your questions, we must visit the old businessman. Ask him, he knows. Oh, look, lad, he's there. Just ask him your questions.
It started way back in the days when the grass was still green and the pond was still sweet and the clouds were still clean and the song of the swans rang out in space. One morning, I came to this glorious place and I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze.
Tell me more.
Those trees, those truffula trees. All my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk. They had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I would do. I unloaded my cart.
What happened then?
In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted a thneed.
And what happened next?
The instant I'd finished, I heard a gazump. I looked. I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man.
Please describe him to me.
That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish, he was oldish, brownish, and mossy. And he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy.
Mister, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. For the trees have no tongues. And I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs, what's that thing you've made out of my truffula tuft?
Okay. Look, Lorax, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped down just one tree. I'm not doing any harm. I'm being quite useful. The thing is a need. Need. A need is a find something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat, but it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets or curtains, or covers for bicycle seats.
Sir, you are certainly crazy with greed. There's no one on earth who would buy that fool need.
Then I laughed at the Lorax. Huh, you poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy.
I repeat, I speak for the trees. On this Earth Day, 2024, I want to speak for the trees, for the towering trees of the forest at Duke that shade our courtyards and beautify our walks, for the beauty and joy of blooming trees and lit Christmas trees, for all the trees of the world that provide housing and protection for humans and birds and small creatures, for wind, for fresh air, for sustenance, shade, serenity, a place to escape, to camp, to watch the passing of the seasons, to meditate, to give thanks for the beauty of the world.
I'm busy. Would you shut up, please?
But what happened next?
Oh, in no time at all, in the factory he built, the businessman's whole family was working full tilt. They were all knitting thneeds, just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping of truffula trees.
Yes, that's right. Oh, baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now, chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So, I quickly invented a super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees at one smacker. We now could make thneeds 4 times as fast as before.
But what about the Lorax?
The very next week, he knocked on my new office door.
I am the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffula fruit to go round. The Barbaloots loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, I cried, and I sent them away.
I truly felt sad as I watched them all go. But business is business, and business must grow. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered the loads. I went right on biggering, selling more thneeds, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs.
But please, what happened to the Lorax?
Again, he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that sneaky old nuisance came back with more gripes.
Businessman, you're making such smogulous smoke. My poor swami swans, why they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in his throat. Also, please, pardon my cough, they cannot live here. So I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you've smogged up around here.
Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you, Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering, turning more truffula trees into thneeds, which everyone needs.
And at that very moment, they heard a loud whack. From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of an axe on a tree. And then they heard the tree fall. The very last truffula tree of them all.
No more trees, no more thneeds, no more work to be done. Now all that was left beneath the bad smelling scot was my big empty factory, the Lorax, and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a very sad, backward glance and took leave of this place without leaving a trace. And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with one word.
Unless.
I awoke from my nightmare with fear in my heart. It's up to us now. Can we all play our part?
The end.
Okay, now what do we do? Take this off.
Hmm? Oh, yeah,
Take this off.
right. This thing must be here. Yeah. Okay.
Oh God, this. Okay.
Some of you may be unaware of our on-campus mating season, but there is quite a bit of activity these days and nights. Learn about some of that with Hot Love in the Moonlight, written by Patrick Gabbage. Our readers are John Howell, Lynn Featherstone, and Shelley Gooten.
I don't know.
Characters: Mac, a male spotted salamander, not his first mating season, might be a little older than the other two. Jeremy, a male spotted salamander, nervous and inexperienced, but wants to make a good impression, definitely his first mating season. And Samantha, a female spotted salamander, she's been through this before, not sure about this year, not sure about a lot of things. The setting is the pond at the forest at Duke. It is a moonlit, warmish, and wet spring night. Jeremy stands anxiously, near the edge of the pool. Mac slowly crawls down the path.
Yo, what up, dude?
Hey,
What a night, huh?
yeah?
Perfect for a little mating action. This salamander is ready for some love, you know?
Right, yeah, that is so right.
Don't look so nervous. The ladies want a man who has some confidence.
Sure, yeah. Confidence.
First mating season?
Could be.
Don't sweat it, dude. When it all gets rolling, you'll just put out your last best moves. This is your chance to perpetuate the species. You're gonna do fine. Speaking of fine, you seen any honeys yet?
Honeys?
Female spotted salamanders, our very reason for existence.
Oh, not yet.
Yeah, they always take their time. I'm going in. Maybe some of the other guys are here already. Don't sweat it. If you don't get picked this year, at least you tried.
He exits into the pool. Jeremy waits, even more nervous than before. Samantha emerges into the moonlight, slowly, takes a look around. Jeremy approaches her.
Hey, honey.
Hi.
Quite a night.
Yeah,
Warm and wet.
it'll be even wetter once we're in the pond.
Yeah. It was a long crawl here from my little burrow up there on the hill under the old tobacco barn, but now it all feels worth it.
Glad to hear it.
I mean, look at that moon. So bright, but not scorching like the sun. It just reaches down inside me and makes me shake. You know, it makes me feel alive.
You didn't feel alive before?
Alive, yeah, but not really. Yeah, sluggish in the slow sense, that yummy sense. I mean, I do love me a grub.
Who doesn't?
When I saw the moon and caught the warm breeze, I said to myself, Jeremy, you need to get from under this old building, go down to the pond, because you might meet someone special, someone who glows, someone with spots like stars. And look what I found.
What you found?
Oh, who, yeah. Look who I found, that's it. I meant who, not what. So, what's your name?
Samantha.
Oh, I'm Jeremy. It is an absolute pleasure to meet you, to find you, Samantha. It's a whole big world, and sometimes it feels like it's just cold and dark and lonely.
That's called winter.
But winter is over. It's spring, and here you are, and here I am.
You have a very firm grasp of the obvious.
I think that's one of my strengths, one of many.
Really?
Sure. I work out, I eat right, I take care of myself. Check out my skin mucus, moist, right?
I'll
Right.
take your word for it.
And I am fertile. I mean, I am loaded with fertility. And you are shiny and spotted and so very, very fine.
He touches her, attempts
What
to
are
kiss
you
her.
doing?
I figured we'd make out a little and then do the deed.
The deed?
Get it on, rock the cushion, do the nasty, mate. If you were, say, interested.
But why are you touching me?
I think we got a connection. I feel it. I'm here, you're here, I'm ready, you're ready.
You've never done this before.
Not exactly.
Not exactly?
So I Googled sex on the internet, and there were lots of examples. I have a pretty good idea how it goes.
Even if you did, which you don't, what makes you think I want to mate with you?
What's wrong with me?
What makes you think I want to mate with anyone?
Well, you've crawled all the way to this pond under the spring full moon. Why else would you be here?
Maybe I shouldn't be here.
Don't say that, no.
Well, maybe I should have stayed home and eaten worms.
But you didn't.
Well, maybe I was lonely and I just wanted to see another salamander's face.
Here I am. Is it such a bad face?
She gives him a long look.
No, not so bad.
Neither is yours.
But you didn't come here for me. You just want to breed.
Oh, yeah. But now I've met you, it's not just random perpetuation of the species. I mean, you are stubborn, fierce, and you've got that cute little bump on your nose and that spot over your left eye. You are not just some random salamander. You are Samantha. You are unique. You will be the mother of 100 babies. I want them to be our babies.
You're getting better at this.
Oh, good, because I'm thinking I'm going to explode.
But I'm not sure I'm going to lay eggs this season.
Oh, come on. What did I do now? I said the right things, and I really meant them. You've got my heart pumping so fast, it's making me dizzy.
It's not you. It's the world. I'm not sure it's fair to bring babies into this world.
We can try.
I did it 2 years ago, a couple hundred of them. It took me this long to recover. The father was just another guy, not so different from you.
But not as handsome?
No, he wasn't. But we made babies. They were so tiny and cute. And then the dragonfly larvae and the diving beetles ate most of them, one by one, picking them off. And then it got hot. Remember that long heat wave that just wouldn't quit?
Right. Yeah, I thought I was going to cook in my own skin, but I found a log and burrowed down as deep as I could.
The pond dried up early because of the heat. The babies couldn't handle it. They had no way to escape. We lost them, every single one. The world is getting warmer, scarier, and I don't know what to do.
It wasn't your fault.
No, it wasn't, but it still hurt, and I don't know how to change things.
I don't know either. You're right. It's a big, scary world. And a lot of the time, especially lately, it feels like we lose more than we win. But we have to try.
I don't know if I'm up to it.
Well, if we don't, the world will just keep getting lonelier and lonelier until, poof, one day it's just you or just me, and then not even that. The world will have to keep on staggering on without spotted salamanders.
We're doomed.
Maybe. Or maybe someone somewhere somehow will work to make things better. And if that happens, I want to know that I did my part, my small but orgasmic part. I can't do it without you, Samantha. It takes two of us.
Samantha thinks for a long time. Jeremy looks like he might explode, but he keeps it together.
Okay.
Yes.
He touches her, tries to kiss her again. This
What
time
are
they
you-
do kiss.
What are you doing?
You didn't like it? You don't like touching?
I did, but you know that's not how it works, right?
From the videos, it looked like
Oh, Jeremy, pornography is not an instruction manual. For salamanders, it works a little differently.
okay.
We're going to go into the water.
Just to let you know, there's already some guys in there.
Oh, that's good. Once we get in there, we're all going to swim around. Some of the others are going to put on a show as we're all swirling and swimming. But I'm sure none of them will have your moves.
Hey, I'm all about the moves.
And when we're done with the spinning mating dance, you get to release your spermatophore.
Oh, thank God.
so will the others, and I will pick one that I will use to fertilize my eggs before I lay them.
You'll know which one's mine, right?
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Pick me, pick me.
In a few days, I'll lay my eggs and try to be a mom all over again. Maybe you'll be the dad.
Oh, yeah, I get to do it. I can do it. Yeah, I can do it.
Shall we go dance? And then, after, how about we go grab ourselves some worms?
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's a date.
Yeah.
They enter the pond. Thanks, Amari. That was fun, wasn't it? Next, we travel from the pond here to an Italian bar in New York City for Great Sentimental Value, Big Reward by Terry Paste. Our readers are Ellen Baer and Erwin Abrams. Rocco Martino, late 60s or early 70s, second generation Italian American, retired stevedore, divorced. Amelia Saxon, approximately the same age as Rocco, retired school teacher, unmarried, very proper. The action takes place at a corner table of Luigi's Bar and Grill on an April evening. Rocco is leafing through a newspaper at the table. 3 Coca-Colas are on the table, all wearing paper parasols, but Rocco is alone. At his feet are 4 closed, shabby umbrellas, 2 red, 2 blue, hidden under the tablecloth. Reading his paper, Rocco doesn't notice Amelia as she approaches. She carries another closed, beaten-up umbrella in her right hand. A sensible-looking purse is hooked over her left arm.
Mr. Martino,
Yeah?
the bartender was kind enough to point you out. Oh, please don't get up. I can only stay a moment.
Look, miss.
I have good news for you, Mr. Martino. Very good news. Eureka, I have found your umbrella. It was on the floor of the subway, and I almost didn't see the tag. But fortunately, the tag says, if found, please return to Rocco Martino, care of Luigi's Bar and Grill. Great sentimental value, big reward.
Lucky me. Unlucky you. The reward fund is about dried up today. Will 20 be enough?
I beg your pardon?
Well, unless you take credit cards.
Money? You think I came here for? Certainly not. Perhaps I was naive to think I would be thanked, but I didn't expect to be insulted. Enjoy your umbrella.
Wait, please, I do thank you.
Oh, that was a stupid thing to say. People don't really enjoy umbrellas, do they?
Some people do. The type that gets a kick out of using them for a practical joke.
He leans under the table and picks up the other tattered umbrellas, which he drops on the table, one at a time.
But they look just like, you don't mean...
The laugh's on us. So please sit down and let me buy you a drink, okay?
If found, please return to.
15 so far this week. Last week was only 12. I'm on a roll.
But why would anyone?
Practical joke. Either that or Mary Poppins just bought the bar. You know, Mary Poppins, never mind.
Good heavens. I feel like an absolute fool. And here I thought I was doing such a good deed. Please excuse me, Mr. Martino. I'm sorry to have been part of this tasteless joke.
Hey, I'm the tasteless one here. I should have thanked you right off the bat. So what'll you have to drink?
Well, it looks like you've already got more than enough to drink.
What, these? They're Cokes. Compliments of the clientele. Everybody wants to be in on the laugh.
You don't think one of these people.
Makes sense, don't it? I mean, whoever's behind this could have sent the umbrellas to my house. But no, they turn up here, where I just happen to be every night about this time.
But how could they expect you to be here every. Oh, excuse me, your drinking problem. Drinking habits are entirely your own affair.
No, it's nothing like that. I pick up my nephew here every night. He got one too many speeding tickets. The jackass and, excuse me, Miss,
Saxon, Amelia Saxon. And I'll drink one of your Cokes if you don't mind.
be my guest.
Just think how much work has gone into collecting all these umbrellas, filling out the tags. Oh, this isn't just a casual act, Mr. Martino. You're being stalked.
Oh, get out of here.
Why not? Aren't most bids for attention simply an appeal for love?
Yeah, right. Like when they suspended Danny's driver's license for 6 months, they were really saying, hey, let's be pals. New York State loves you.
We're not talking about your nephew. There's attention and there's attention.
Come on, I watch the talk shows. I know about stalkers. They're all guys, and they're after some gorgeous young babe.
But you are appealing, to someone. The question is, who finds you so appealing that they would go to all the trouble of finding these umbrellas, tagging them, dropping them in public places?
And not just New York. A couple of them came back from Jersey.
You see, someone is obsessed with you.
You like that mystery series on public television, don't you?
I beg your pardon?
Or maybe it's detective stories. Agatha, what's her name, and all that.
Actually, I used to tell my students 1,000 years ago when I was still teaching, I used to say that mysteries were a waste of time. Snobbish of me, I think.
So what may change your mind?
Oh, you don't want to hear this?
Sure I do, really.
Well, my mother was a great mystery fan, but I was annoyed that our apartment was littered with paperbacks. Still, when she got too old and sick to read to herself, I started reading those dreadful books to her.
That was nice of you.
Well, so I thought. But it didn't take very many excursions with Lord Peter Wimsey before I was cooked. She'd fall asleep, and I'd keep reading. I had to know who did it. I had to see justice done, order restored, and all it ever required was a combination of intellect and courage. When she was in a coma at the end, I still kept reading aloud to her.
They can hear when they're in a coma. Everybody says so.
Well, I don't know if those books were a comfort to her, but they had become a comfort to me.
Intellect and courage. Not a bad combination.
Oh, goodness. I didn't mean to prattle on so.
So that's why you never married?
What?
Your mother, you had to take care of her.
I didn't have to take care of her. I wanted to.
Sorry, I got a big mouth. Comes from working too many years on the docks. You forget how to act around a real lady.
Lady, Mother would be pleased to hear you say that. She thought being a lady was so important.
Well, isn't it?
Well, I suppose so.
I'm not talking about wearing gloves or etiquette stuff. You can tell a lady by the way she treats people. She might have 3 rings in her nose and swear like a trooper, but a real lady is, I don't know, kind.
Kind of old-fashioned, you mean? Nose rings notwithstanding.
Thoughtful, like reading to her mother, like bringing this umbrella back.
Well, judging from your pile of returned umbrellas, there must be a great many ladies in New York.
Not so many. Most were looking for the reward. You were just looking to do the right thing.
Oh, Mr. Martino,
Rocco, call me Rocco, please.
you're giving me too much credit. The truth is, I was looking for my own sort of reward.
You were?
Well, not money, adventure. You see, I'm not accustomed to frequenting this sort of establishment, and there was just the slightest hint of danger. After all, you might have been a con artist, a mugger, anything but the ordinary man you are.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, I didn't mean ordinary as in dull. I meant ordinary as in not a serial killer. The thing is, all the way down here, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and it was rather exhilarating. Of course, I could tell you were perfectly normal as soon as the bartender pointed you out.
Danny,
I beg your pardon?
the bartender. That's Danny, my speeding ticket nephew.
Really? Oh, look, he's smiling at me. Why?
I told you, they all think this is the greatest joke since the bachelor party when, never mind.
You think he's in on it? Your own nephew?
I did at first, but then I noticed the umbrellas kept showing up right about the time I stopped by to pick up Danny. I figured it out. People who stopped by earlier were being told to come back, and who else would tell them other than the bartender?
Well, that's disgraceful. And after you were nice enough to drive him home every night.
It's no big deal. I got nothing else to do, and he knows it.
But still, to conspire against his own uncle.
I'm not saying it was his idea. See that guy at the end of the bar? The skinny ones?
The one with the sweatshirt that says, Sophia Loren wants my body?
He's the ringleader.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Vinny Petroselli. He works for the subway lost and found department. No telling how many umbrellas get turned in every day.
What, you mean these are stolen property?
Vinny'd probably say recycled.
Call it what he likes. These umbrellas belong to someone. He has no right to just take them.
Spoken like a true lady, which Vinny Petroselli ain't.
What I don't understand is why you put up with it. Couldn't you just tell them you're on to their little game and it's over? You're not going to come to this bar anymore, and if Danny wants to get home, he can just walk.
No way. Danny's family.
And all that reward money?
All a couple of bucks here, a couple of bucks there. Of course, Sister Mary Joseph hit me up for 50, but
what I really can't fathom is why you allow yourself to be the brunt of their joke. Well, you're a respectable citizen, unlike some scofflaws who steal from their employers. You are a man of dignity.
You really think I've got dignity?
Most certainly do.
Dignity, huh? Yeah, I suppose that's a good thing to have, but it's not what I always wanted. You know what I always wanted, really?
I'd really like to hear.
It's stupid, and you're going to think I'm stupid.
Now, Mr. Martino, you practically forced me to tell you about those trashy detective novels. Now it's your turn.
Well, okay. Here goes. I always wanted to make people laugh, like those comedians that can tell a joke and not mess it up. But I could never do it right, and I just flat out wasn't funny. So I bought this book by Steve Allen, How to Be Funny, and I read all 290 pages twice.
And did it work?
Are you laughing?
Well, no.
So when the umbrellas started rolling in and people started falling off their bar stools, well, it was the closest I ever came to being a comedian.
But they weren't laughing with you, they were laughing at you.
Hey, you take what you can get. And some of those guys, you know, it was the only laugh that they got all day. So what's the harm?
Well, none, I suppose. And I think you're, well, sweet. Yes, I do. But I'd still like to wring the necks of those pranksters at the bar, especially Sophia Loren's boyfriend.
Hey, I got an idea. Danny's shift gets over in 5 minutes. How about I give you a lift home?
But you said I was a lady, remember? A lady doesn't walk into a bar unescorted and leave with a man she has just met.
Even if he was that Lord Peter guy?
This entire afternoon has been rather an adventure for me. I wouldn't like to spoil it now.
Tell you what, you think it over while I let Danny know we're ready. Be right back.
As soon as Rocco leaves, Amelia pulls a compact out of her purse. She stares at her reflection for a moment, then makes up her mind.
Oh, what the hell?
She writes a note quickly, underlining one word, folds the note into the compact just before Rocco returns.
He's got to clear the cash register.
Ah.
So how about it? The lift home, I mean.
Oh, I don't think so.
But I owe you. You went to a lot of trouble for the crummy umbrella.
Only because I thought it was something you valued. This compact, for example, it may look worthless to you, but I should be very, very sorry to lose it. De gustibus non disputantem.
French. Didn't I say you was educated?
I don't know about that, but I certainly feel like I've learned a great deal today.
Look, let me give you something. How about one of these umbrellas?
Stolen property? Oh, what a charming idea.
What'll it be? Blue? Red?
But wait, wouldn't your wife have a use for them? I know if she's anything like me, she's always losing them.
That's an idea.
Oh,
But I
Disappointed,
don't think
she
my
drops her
ex-wife
compact
would
in her
call it
purse.
exactly charming.
oh. Well, then, in that case, perhaps I'll take the red one. Would you mind removing the tag?
My pleasure.
As he turns his attention to removing the tag, Amelia pulls the compact out of her purse and puts it in plain sight on the table.
Silly of me, but somehow red seems appropriate for my little adventure today.
You know, you could save me a lot of trouble if you just give me your number. Not that I mind going through 5 boroughs worth of phone books, but what if you ain't even listed?
It rather makes one wonder what Lord Peter Wimsey would do in the same circumstance.
Yeah, maybe I should read up on old Whimsy. Find out how he handles getting the brush off.
Oh, it's nothing personal, but a lady doesn't leave with a gentleman she's just met, and she doesn't pass around her phone number.
Oh, well, enjoy your umbrella. Oh, man, you're right. That was a stupid thing to say. In the entire history of the human race, no one has ever enjoyed an umbrella.
Then I'll have to be the first. Thank you, Mr. Martino, for everything.
She leaves. Rocco stares after her for a moment. As he looks back at the table, he sees the compact. He grabs it and turns to call after her, but he realizes it's too late. She's gone. Frowning at the compact, He opens it and finds her note.
If found, please return to Amelia Saxon at the address below. Great sentimental value, big reward. Lord Peter Whimsy, eat your heart out.
Finally, our unabashed commercial for recycling here at TFAD. Author Joan Seifert's original Roses in Recycling, read by Joe Moskoff and Sanford Berg. Scene: husband and wife, together 30 years, half watching a B movie on their large screen TV. It's Valentine's Day 2024. They're sitting close together on the sofa in the den, phones in hand. Wife puts her other hand on her husband's leg.
Chocolates and red roses? I mean, it's a bit much.
His hand over her hand, patting.
Honey, you're worth it.
Yeah, but I think it's over the top. Last year, I got a card from the dollar store.
Look at all you do for me. You make great spaghetti sauce and keep the house clean. Well, mostly.
Mostly? What does that mean?
You know,
Know what?
a guy can't win. I want a beer.
He goes to the kitchen, leaving his phone on the sofa. Wife picks it up, takes a look. Husband returns with beer, sits at the other end of the sofa, nursing his drink.
Look, all those bags everywhere, in plastic, paper, takeout boxes. What a mess.
So that's what all this is about. And by the way, who is Miss R? She sent a hello sweetie to you.
Okay. Miss R was crowned Miss Recycling at the county fair.
Well, sweetie, what is that about?
Now,
These guilt roses, apology roses, or I'm calling a lawyer roses?
calm down. I was just helping put up the recycling booth. And she calls everybody sweetie.
And does she have everybody's phone number?
She picks up her phone and starts hitting numbers angrily.
Hold it, you're overreacting.
He moves closer to her.
Honey, stop calling. I haven't done anything.
He's desperate and recalls something he read online.
Oh, and by the way, did you know there's a square mile of plastic in the Pacific Ocean?
I hope you can swim, because you're going to be heaved into the ocean if you keep hanging out with Miss R, sweetie.
Honey, I will take charge of our recycling. Let's just open the chocolates and have a good red wine.
He thinks to himself, I wonder if she remembers I can't swim.
So just what do you mean by you will take care of our recycling? Do you even know what that means here at TFAD?
Of course I do. I have to...
Just as I thought. You don't even know what to recycle or where. You don't know about no more plastic, brown plastic paper bags, reusable food containers.
Well, I thought you would take care of that. I see you piling the newspapers up on your rollator and going somewhere.
That's just the beginning. You have a lot to learn. She picks up her phone and starts pushing buttons again.
Who are you calling?
I bet our real estate lawyer can recommend a good divorce lawyer. She continues the call.
Are you serious?
As serious as a funeral.
Let's stop this right now. This has gone far enough.
Serious as a funeral. I'm putting him on speed call.
Wait a minute. Let's see. Something about a team. There's a color. And Robin. Green. Green. That's it. The green team. I'll call Robin Sloan.
And Miss R?
Who? You're the only sweetie in my life, and I want to be the only one in yours. Let's join the green team together.
He reaches for her hand, and she responds, smiling. Let's recycle this marriage. Ordinarily, I'd say the end, but perhaps I should say, here's to the beginning of a recycled marriage and the continuation of recycling at the Forest at Duke. Now, please show your appreciation of our way off Broadway efforts as our readers take a non-curtain call. Clapping keeps the cardio going. Keep on clapping. Thanks to Sanford Berg, our curtain puller, to Joan Seifert, our director and playwright,